Tune into the sacred dialogue with the universe. Informed by HorseWisdom, guided by Equus. For greater healing, insight, inspiration, harmony, and balance in your life. Hello and welcome. I'm Jess Kentmans with Guided by Equus, and I'm here with your HorseWisdom Universal Energy Forecast for the week of August 12th. Just taking a breath. I have a new mare here, that one who just made herself available in the picture. New but old, and actually that feels what this week is kind of all about. Her name is Lace, and she was born here, and then she moved on to a new home when she was 3, and funny enough, I got the opportunity to have her back for the next couple months, just to help her continue, I guess, or keeping a leg up. So in horse terms, that means being ridden now and then so that she has something to do. And what is really interesting to me is that her and my relationship, when I sold her, I just knew she had potential, but I wanted her to go. I didn't like her. There was something about her I didn't like, and at that time, back in 2012 or 2013, I didn't like me either, and so she was actually really, I was bumping up against her because I wasn't responding to her from a place of who I really was. And so that journey kind of from then till now, I've actually, well, that's been what this whole Guided by Equus piece is about discovering who you are at a soul level. But what I find really fascinating is I walked up to her and went to put a halter on her, and she right away dropped her head into my hands and just stood there and softened. And I thought, wow, this is interesting. And then since she's been here, every day she just shows up. And I mean, I believe that her owner really helped her achieve that for who she is as a horse. But it was interesting how she responded to me. And so it almost feels this week, I guess I'm sharing all of that because this week, it's not a return, but the word I got was recalibration. And so it's like we're being shown, I guess, through a return, how we've kind of recalibrated, or maybe where we need to recalibrate ourselves. And as I went to start this video, she came up and kind of circled around me and then stood there, and then Sadie came and moved her out of the way, and then they both kind of really wanted to be part of the video, and they've kind of returned back to eating. But Sadie is also one that right now has a lot of things going on with her, and Sadie is Daisy's mom, and so of course this is all connected, and Sadie and Lace are half-sisters, and so this herd that's very familial is also really part of helping me step into more of who I am on a soul level, rather than just saying, well, just go this far and then that's okay. No, they're actually really pushing me to go deeper and deeper as to how and what happens with them in my own experience with them in our everyday life. And so just to take a deep breath on that, and that recalibration. It's funny, I just got the image of two eyes looking through, and so it's like finally we're seeing through something that we couldn't before, or we are seeing it from a new perspective this week, or we are able to see something in a way that maybe wasn't very transparent, but now it is. Those are all kind of possibilities, I guess, for what might show up for us this week. And the word reverberation. So it's like that echo, and I'm feeling a lot of energy right now in my solar plexus, and like almost an anxiety with that, because when we send out that energy of who we really are, and it's returned to us, it's like that ability to mirror that in a way that we can't often receive from other people. And so this week feels like there's part of that energy too, and it almost creates an anxiousness because, how do I put this into words? Because we're not used to being seen like that, and I'm laughing at myself right now on the inside, because this is all, like, if I listen to myself, it's funny that I'm even saying this, because this is what I need to hear most. But on some aspect, I feel like each one of us does, because in showing up that way, we're then super vulnerable. And we've all been protecting part of us in our life that we felt very vulnerable in. And so this week, I guess I would just offer to notice everything that I've just mentioned, and Surf just did a big sigh there, but to just relax into it, because we're not going to die like we might, like our amygdala might think we are, if we are seen like that. And it actually, the more we are seen like that and witnessed, the easier it is for us to feel like we can just be ourselves. And then the more we be ourselves, the less we have to use up energy resources of our own to be who we think we need to be. And so it just becomes this really balanced and rhythmic kind of give and take, I guess is the best way I can put it. And I guess with that, there's one more little story that I feel is relevant to this. Working with my oldest daughter and her horse, and she was just trying to do everything that she thought and that she thought I did when she was 12, and Summer was not really connecting and not engaging, and really, like, just, it turned out there was a lot of tears and a lot of anger. And finally she was sitting on the ground, and I just offered, I said, well, just now go up and just try finding those spots on her that I find on my horses and on people. And I said, just see what happens. So she stood up and went to try and do that. And in that, everything shifted, and actually not only did it shift, but then she was able to, she wanted to move a foot, and she just went to point at, like, she went to reach down to tap it and ask it to move. And all she had to do was engage with the idea and the thought of moving that foot, and her horse moved the foot. And I said, see, you have it. But you have to let go of all the things that you think you have to be and think you have to do in order to get there. And again, I'm laughing at myself inside as I'm sharing this, because this is so much for me. But if I'm speaking about it, it's affecting all of us in some way, shape, or form, or has affected us in our life. And this week is about returning, I guess, to that place of where we decided we needed to adopt this thing rather than just being who we were, but our ability to see what that was and then make a greater conscious choice as to how we want to show up. And that doesn't mean that then showing up will be easy. It still takes a lot of courage, but we're in the month of Leo, and Leo is all about courage and compassion and the heart. So with all of those together, and my horses have all shown up in behind me, that is what I offer you for the horse wisdom for the week. And much love to you guys from myself, and I look forward to seeing what emerges this week and takes us into next week.